Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for the European server. Welcome to the official broadcast of Trash Bowl 1 between our competitors Ryukuma and Sparrowhawk1. Very fitting for Trash Bowl 1, Sparrowhawk1. We expect him to show up as Sparrowhawk2 in the next one.
Completely new account, just build up decks from scratch.
What a tournament it's been, and these two guys are the creme de la creme of the European Hearthstone community this time. Both of them made their way into the final game, the Trash Bowl game, and they're going to play on the big stage.
I want to say Sparrowhawk might be slightly favored based on past performance.
You gotta think he's favored in everything. You gotta be thinking that Sparrowhawk is favored in basically every game he's playing in Hearthstone in general. And in the Trash Bowl
doing some crazy stuff before.
He's an elite player, but Ryukuma has taken down some people. He's been putting in work. He's been playing really well.
And Sparrowhawk doesn't get to play what might be his strongest deck in the Quest Druid. It's either that or the Highlander Hunter.
Yeah, either that. We've seen the Highlander Hunter do a lot of work. The deck that we've also seen do a lot of work is, by the way, his Aggro Warrior, his Rush Aggro Warrior.
Really underrated deck.
Sparrowhawk bringing some exotic stuff, but definitely balling out. Alright, let's get into this. I've been looking forward to this one. This is going to be a historical match. The winner of this game gets what, JJ?
2 Hearthstone packs.
Not 1. 2 Hearthstone packs of their choosing expansion. They get what, JJ?
1 Steam game.
Free video game. And they get, more importantly than all of that, what, JJ?
A special role in the TrashcanTV Discord server. That is one special role.
One special role. Very high ranking, by the way. A role in the TrashcanTV Discord server. So, it's all on the line right now. We're seeing Hunter on Druid right away. Quest Druid there from Ryukuma. And the Highlander Hunter for Sparrowhawk.
Yeah, we said those might be Sparrowhawk's 2 strongest decks.
and can Ryukuma take down this behemoth that is Sparrowhawk? I mean, that guy has been on a tear. Sparrowhawk right now is 9-1 in this entire tournament. He's dropped one game in the semifinals against Lemonade, and he's not looking to do that again. I guarantee he's looking to just run with this. And Ryukuma is gonna have his hands full, but he has proven himself to being an elite player also. So this is definitely going to be a fun game. JJ already lined out all the marbles that are on the line here, like the Animal Companion here. You got to put pressure on that Druid.
That's not even the worst Leok you could get.
Leok is good, and you got that Houndmaster lined up now. I really like the way this is going already. You see Swipe now on handle, so that's potentially a big next turn.
Yeah, and I think this turn we might just see the hero power to take out one of those Lynxes.
We might. You might have to bees...
Or it's Wrath.
You might have to bees Leok, but it doesn't look like he is.
It might be Wrath for draw. Does the same thing as hero power, but actually leaves you with 1 more health, and also gives you 1 more card.
That is correct.
I don't hate it.
I'm expecting the Houndmaster here.
We might see Sandbender, but that's a little greedy, I think. So we're not going to see that right now. And he actually Houndmasters the Leok.
Houndmasters the Leok. Gotta keep that Leok
for the stats.
For the stats.
I don't hate Houndmastering the Lynx.
It's would have been reasonable for sure. Now Bees just being pulled out here makes sense.
Bees does not kill the Leok anymore.
No,
which might have been part of the idea.
That's the whole idea. Quest is done though for Ryukuma. So, yeah, it's a big one. Time for that means that Sparrowhawk is now on the clock.
And Sparrowhawk drawing Siama. Yeah. That is big because now you can guarantee the Zephyrs with the Sandbinder,
and that's
as
exactly what he snaps
plays
right away.
And you have Bran and Zephyrs on hand. Yeah. That's crazy.
Fortune favors those who are Sparrowhawk. Incredible. I mean, what a draw.
And I mean, Ryukuma does not have the big impact plays on his hand right now. I don't want to call it right now, but
you really wanted that Starfall, and this is now tough to deal with.
Let's just say that this
we're the Expedition.
Rather
now you have double Wrath. Now you have double Wrath for the Leok, though. Oh, Hidden Oasis looking, hoping to survive.
I guess you Wrath. Wait, is he gonna? Oh, he's gonna also play Power of the Wild. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I assume so, because otherwise...
Yeah, he has to. He has to take that Leok card.
Unless he draws something that's way better, but I don't think there's anything in his deck.
Crystal Merchant. That Leok needs to go.
Fits that description.
Needs to go.
Leaving Sparrowhawk with 3 points of damage. 1 turn away from Bran, who would...
Yeah.
If he had 9 mana right now, he would have lethal, but that's a little...
Now, do you Zephyrs this turn to win next turn?
What about just... How right Hidden Oasis is coming up. I was about to say, what about just hitting face to win next turn, but yeah, I think that makes sense. Can Zephyrs actually put his lethal this turn? So?
This turn, I don't think so. 4 mana...
What is Savage Roar? What is Savage Roar? You need 10 points of damage, so that's only 6.
Yeah, that's only 6. You can't get 10 points of damage out of 4 mana in this situation.
Not with the board not being that wide, yeah. If your board had 4 minions, you could.
Yeah.
But,
and he knows that. He calculated that. It's Sparrowhawk, gonna keep that Zephyrs right where he is.
Honestly, I don't expect Sparrowhawk to make any mistakes.
No.
And
you never expect him to make a mistake, which means you have to play perfect if you go against him.
I was about to say, that means you have to play perfect against him, and you have to have the matchups and a little bit of RNG on your side. And
is it no aces and a Nubiseth defender? So, are we gonna see? What are we gonna see here? Rush Wind Fury of the Siamat?
Huge swing turn.
Rush Wind Fury of the Siamat takes care of all this.
But it still is 12 health.
Yeah, and there's another one too.
And forcing your opponent to waste basically an entire turn.
And there's another one. You best believe it on Ryukuma's hand. He likes to see that one.
Actually, now to think about it, we did see a very minor misplay, arguably.
What would that be?
If memory serves, and I can just check the history, created by Worthy Expedition.
Yes.
It's very rarely is it gonna matter.
You want to play the one that
doesn't have the tag.
Yeah, that was in your collection. That gives Sparrowhawk less information because Sparrowhawk now knows that you have 2 more coming up.
It knows he now knows that you have 2 more, and he now knows what you got off that Worthy Expedition, which could have been almost anything as well.
Small detail.
Again, the game.
It's a detail that Sparrowhawk is gonna see. By the way, he knows that. He knows.
Games
that.
rarely come down to that.
Yeah, but he knows that.
He now can calculate around that, and especially against someone like Sparrowhawk, that just might make a difference.
The other question is though, is it gonna make a difference either way?
I mean,
because you're now pretty stacked if you're Ryukuma. I mean, you're gonna stabilize this now.
Yeah, but still, again, especially against someone to the caliber of Ryukuma and of Sparrowhawk in the situation of a final tournament.
Yeah.
You might want to have every little advantage you can get.
For sure.
And we might just see Worthy Expedition come down again. And then with Hidden Oasis as a follow-up. Maybe he doesn't even play Oasis this turn.
It looks like he's gonna
Although, knowing Sparrowhawk's hand, he might regret that.
Yeah. Gets a swipe up as a Crystal Merchant.
Yeah, and then you pass the turn. And now we're looking at 10 points of damage if Sparrowhawk
We're very likely looking at Bran.
Which is 10 points of damage with Sandbinder, yes.
I don't see a much better idea.
And then you're really low. Then of course you have to.
You have the Hidden Oasis. You have the Anubiseth. You're set. You are good. I think if you're Ryukuma, you can stabilize. You can keep stabilizing.
And now Sparrowhawk, of course, going through all the options, considering all of his potential Zephyrs draws, as well as of course the calculations of my opponent might have another Hidden Oasis.
I really like the brand though, because the King Crush is not too comfortable to deal with. He seems to pick up the subject 9. Holding burst damage back. I'm not gonna criticize, because I know some thought went into that.
Yeah, that just might be something where you ask him later, like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
And
if he wins the game, maybe we'll know. He was just thinking further in the future.
He does get some burst damage with the bow, and knowing that he can play a lot of secrets, that potentially gives him more total damage, so there's that.
Absolutely.
And now you have 2 Hidden Oasis.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no way around this. You got the Anubiseth with it.
Yeah. And the Worthy Expedition as well. As a matter of fact, you maybe want to play that Expedition first.
Oh, there's a Kun the Forgotten King. Look at that guy. That is huge. 10 armor, more so than the mana crystals. We'll take the 7/7, but the armor on the Kun.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right?
Massive.
He's free. He gives you the armor. So, huge pickup there. Of course, you can't run it by design because the deck lists were created before the
Tournament
event.
started before the throwback event came into the standard, and obviously we can't change deck lists on the fly. That's why I'm not going to be seeing the old Sylvanas Ragnaros and Thorson combination.
Master Spell.
We might see Master Spell. Flame Strike, Defender of Argus, Black Knight.
Zephyrus does not like Master Spell.
Zephyrus does like Master Spell sometimes, but I think he likes the stat game. The stat game more than pushing some damage. If it's not lethal damage.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
true.
Here, so. Zephyrus is playing the stat game.
Ooh, and Sparrowhawk saying that my damage is okay. He actually does want to take out the value.
Another hit no aces, by the way. But now I think we're gonna nourish here. We're gonna play those surgers, those Oasis surgers, and we are cruising. I think is Ryukuma. Sparrowhawk gonna have to dig deep into his bag of tricks. You see that Lodi pick up, that Feoris pick up, some big stuff coming down. We're taking over this board now. If you're Ryukuma.
Kun Feoris seems like a really good turn next turn.
It does. It really does. My God.
And Sparrowhawk also used his Eagle Home bow, so now the secrets are worth less than they were before. We might see an explosive trap also come down because that seems just kind of perfect right now. But yeah, he's gonna have to look for that burst damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Zephyrus out of the picture. We've seen that. Siamat also out of the picture. That was used up. So you have that brand still that can obviously push you to the face. And you have to get it done with your hero power smart. There's another hidden Oasis. You know that, obviously, as Sparrowhawk, but how much does that knowledge really help you when it comes down to just doing it?
Yeah, that's, I mean, hidden Oasis, like, healing 12, and then 3 times, that's 36, that's more than your total health. That's a lot of healing.
That's a good card.
It's almost like the armor totals that Druid used to put up back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Remind me, man. Ferocious Howl and Branching Paths.
I honestly, I do still quite like the idea of just playing Kun Feoris, just get a huge board out of it.
Kun's free anytime you want him to. He's gonna test for secrets here. That makes sense, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe do you want to just take control here, play a swipe or something? Just leave no doubt, sort of.
I do always like the kind of overwhelming board, but you do have to consider that the deck does have a lot of burst damage.
When it comes to Feoris, maybe?
I mean, there's really no reason not to play Kun for the 10 armor and the 7/7. And then we can still see Feoris. It's just such a huge play.
There's Feoris.
There's a 5-drop, 6 with a 4-drop. And that is not the best 4-drop you could have gotten.
Not the
or
best.
5 or 6 for that matter.
But it's minion presence. And it's something that the Hunter can't really deal with.
I mean, it's not the absolute low roll. There is no former champ or nothing, but that's not great.
It's not great.
Those are
but
all 3
listen,
below average.
Man, that all like 10 mana for those stats, for yours and those 3 guys?
It's not bad by no means, but it could have gone better. That's all I'm saying. And actually, I was about to say,
freeze and trap.
Sparrowhawk just calculating how to live.
Absolutely, yeah. That's not the situation you want to be in. As
the more aggressive deck,
absolutely not. Because you gotta not calculate how to live, but how to win, how to kill. But it doesn't seem like that's in his future. A lot of secrets up, of course. It's gonna deal with something. You don't want to get that Kun freezing trap because you can't play it again. Smart play. Hits the smallest thing, and that we can.
I mean, that's probably also why he was actually considering killing that over the 4/4. Although the 4/4 also has a beneficial battle cry, but because he was briefly pointing at it at the very least, and yeah, I mean,
swipe the face. It's too pretty not to do it. You're at the pressure plate, of course.
I was about to say maybe attack first because you know that you almost know the exact secrets.
Yeah.
Because Snipe is the only secret that wasn't played.
You pretty much do, yeah. Snipe is not triggered, he drew him with Subject 9, so you know the stuff. You know its Rat Trap is up, and you know that that Pressure Plate is up.
It's also very important.
And I think he realized it, and he's making the right decision.
The different thing about the tournament, of course, more so than ladder play, because you know exactly what your opponent is bringing, and so you can calculate secrets a little more.
Is Zephyrus lethal right now? Zephyrus lethal right now?
Yes.
Eviscerate, swipe, anything.
Fireball.
Zephyrus. With the GGs, True Silver Champion.
I really like True Silver there, but yeah.
What a first game there, man, from Ryukuma.
Oh, that Rat Trap trigger though. So bad.
Too late. 1-0 lead for Ryukuma, man. That is a huge win. I mean, that is a huge win. No one has been able to really... And there's JJ getting his quest done on the side. Why not? Might as well use the tournament for some personal gains if we can't monetize it. Just kidding. But yeah, Ryukuma with the 1-0 lead here.
Huh.
Huge.
You really can't fail with the double spectate in the watching room quest.
No, you can't. You really can't. There's no way to lose it.
Well, maybe with a draw. But anyways, not the point of this video. The point of this video, however, is that Sparrowhawk, like never before, he's been down.
He's down one game. Now he's gonna have to come back from that. And how do you do that? Do you go back right away?
That's
do you trust that
right?
hunter again? It's like, okay, I've seen the druid now. The druid might have been, but that you played your best deck. That's all fine and good. I'm still Sparrowhawk. I'm gonna play my hunter. Yeah. I'm gonna play my 1,000 win Rexar here, and I'm gonna walk it to you. I'm gonna equal out this game with the hunter, and then we're playing Hearthstone. So Spring Pulse seems like a good card.
Do you keep Brand?
I think you don't keep Brand. I don't think so.
I think you probably need the tempo more so, especially against an OTK deck. You wanna win fast.
I think you're looking pretty good here with the hunter if you're Sparrowhawk. I like this.
Kangor for the OTK Paladin.
I like the matchup for Sparrowhawk still. I like the hunter over this Paladin very slightly.
Yeah,
but this can go a lot of ways, and we know that these two decks are capable of making stuff happen.
The thing for the hunter is to go fast. That's generally the case against combo decks.
You picked up Shrivala also in hand.
Do you play Rat Trap?
Yes,
and he does.
You do play Rat Trap because that Rat Trap has a good chance of being triggered by this deck.
And of course, if it doesn't get triggered, you always have the couple secret synergies that you do. Although I believe you don't have too many in this deck in particular. But
testing for snipe is not snipe. Ryukuma with the mental process, figuring out what's going on. Your Sunday Spy is nice.
Is one of those synergies. Now, do you play Spy and Lynx, or do you play Animal Companion? I personally prefer Spy and Lynx.
Yeah, would agree. Because that Spy is going to be almost as good as a lot of Animal Companions. And you get to take out the guy too.
I mean, given the situation, he's better than Leok. And still comparable to Hofford, minus the burst damage.
I'm very comparable to Misha with the Lynx along with it. No taunt.
Yeah.
I do agree with the decision. Think time for Ryukuma. You gotta establish control of this game as soon as possible, of course. You're always gonna have a hand advantage. You're gonna have all the resources. The question is, can you use them effectively?
Yeah, and that is not always a given. And also we do see Zephyrs on the hand, of course, because you're going to draw out your entire deck. Not usable right now, besides the 3-2 stats.
3-2 stats, not something. But no, it's not a Highlander deck, so they'll have to play some stuff.
It would probably be tough to try to build this as a Highlander deck, to be honest.
With just one Baleful Banker, one Holy Wrath? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's...
Acolyte of Pain down, I think...
We might see the Animal Companion now.
Yeah, I do agree with that play too. And it's Hoffer.
And it's Hoffer Companion.
You know what that means.
Face.
Time to go.
The question is, do you go face with the Sunreaver?
I don't know.
And neither does Sparrowhawk right offhand, which is why he takes second to think, which is, by the way, also a good tip for Hearthstone players. Sometimes take a second to think about things.
Yeah, he likes Sparrowhawk. He thinks. Never just rush it. Just go, 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 go. Think about what you're doing. You got the time.
Crystology on hand, that's more draw. And Hammer of Wrath is also draw and could take out one of the bigger things. Is it going to be Huffer? I think it's going to be Huffer.
Huffer needs to.
More damage efficient to go for the Sunreaver, but you're going to take more damage yourself, which is what you don't want to do.
Don't want Huffer to get the Hound Master on himself.
There is Brand redrawn. You might just see Snake Trap Hero Power. As a matter of fact, that's what I expect to see.
Very likely. Put all the damage in the face that you can right now. And we have Brand, we have Unleash, we have Kill Command. We have a lot of damage still.
Yeah. And the thing why you Hero Power over Kill Command is A, because you're less predictable with the burst damage. And second of all, you can use Hero Power every turn. Correct. You might get to use it alongside the Kill Command sooner rather than later. And we're going to see the
Kangor and Flash Heal. Yes, sir. Give me that heal.
And that's, of course, the big thing that the Paladin can do. By taking out the Kangor somewhat early, you do prevent them from moving in the near future. But you might have to run some stuff in there. Your opponent's gonna heal to near full if you take it out.
I would imagine Snip Snap needs to come down. And Sparrowhawk does agree with that sentiment.
And I guess he's gonna go wide. Huh.
We'll see. It's maybe a bit more liable to Wild Pyro if you don't stack him.
That's true. And again, he's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's considering stuff, and
Besides
that
to
definitely
go
makes sense.
wide, there is advantages to either strategy, of course.
29 health for Ryukuma.
And
You gotta
there
be able to. And there's
is
the
the pyro.
There's the big one. There's the boy. That's what you want.
You can't kill the board with that.
No, not right now. Also, keep in mind that Shrivala is sitting and becoming cheaper and cheaper by the minute.
Yeah.
By the spell, and that Shrivala is gonna become huge sooner rather than later. For you,
The one card from Rastakan's Rumble that actually made an impact.
Shrivala the Tiger. That's not true. There's more than that.
Yeah, but not really.
There he is, Masked Contender.
Oh, yeah, you see that every now and again, huh?
Lodi.
Yeah, since Quest became a thing.
Since Quest, yeah. There are some cards there. It's not all bad.
Let me think.
And Ryukuma also taking some
Simple
time to
stuff.
think.
Hey, man, you earned. Okay, take your time. It's a Trash Bowl. It's Trash Bowl number 1. You have a chance to make history. You want to make the best play possible, and you want to take your time. That's how the pros do it. And these two guys, they're pros in my book. They
So
are
yeah,
really
we're
good.
seeing some stats being put on the board. Especially the Pyro has to be taken care of course.
Yes. It might be a good time to unleash these hounds now. You're probably not going to get too many better opportunities for
It might also be a good time to unleash that King Crush
The King
right about
Crush?
now.
Might be. It just might be time. Because right now you're not gonna, it's not gonna have Shrivala running into it right away.
Yeah, and if you can hit with your Crush more than once, that's arguably a huge thing.
Yeah, if you can hit on your crush more than once, that's a great thing. JJ life advice: don't do it. Get a restraining order. Don't do it. All right, we're playing Hearthstone. King Crush right now. Let's calculate this. That's 8. 2 of those guys, 12, 15. Puts them at 14 remaining. Zephyrus in the hand along with Hero Power and Kill Command. That is a lot of burst damage. But he's gonna decide to unleash the hounds, which I do agree with, by the way. And Zephyrus,
wait, is there? No, there's no.
No, there's not.
There's
no,
there's
yeah.
not enough mana.
No, you don't. Power of the Wild, though. And of course, Tyrion Forging. Had to be. But Power of the Wild right now is a bunch of damage. I like this play.
Just 16 points of damage if you
Yeah.
had to hit him all in. Of course, you don't want to
Yeah.
hit him all in.
I like this play. Man, Sparrowhawk is coming up with some stuff here. Gets every attack in. That's
Yeah.
important.
I'm
And
a little close with the timer, but
Wildpyro's dead. He's managed it perfectly well. And now there's every opportunity for him to win this. Because there's still the burst on hand,
yeah.
I like this use of Zephyrus. It's not the most conventional. Not what most people might have thought about.
Are we gonna see a timeout come down?
We might. He might just call timeout right now. Let me hang on a little bit.
Because given the situation, it might be the only way to survive if you're Ryukuma.
Yeah.
Play timeout, play some other spells, maybe play the
Hope
lens.
to get that Shrivala down.
Try to get the Travala done next turn somehow.
Absolutely.
Which doesn't actually work, but
No, not next turn.
not next turn. Wait, there's 2 timeouts on hand, right?
It's called 2 timeouts then, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to see the hand sometimes.
You don't want to call back-to-back timeouts until to be able to finally play Shrivala. That's not very pleasant. You want to keep one of those timeouts. Consecration seems like the play.
Are we gonna see a Pyro first?
Apparently not.
Because that would have also helped, and we are gonna see a timeout, it seems.
Yeah. Timeout called.
Now be
Yeah,
careful
makes
here.
sense.
2 consecutive timeouts. Some might consider that unsportsmanlike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And are we just gonna see the Rand to establish a board seems a little too aggressive?
Yeah, though you don't want to sack that. I think this is correct.
Didn't play the hero power, doesn't make a difference anyways.
If you take another timeout, you can play Shrivala on the next turn.
Yes.
That is worth noting.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe Pyro though?
Well, I mean, I would have wanted to Pyro last turn, with the
Consec?
Consec, yeah, but then he didn't have the mana to then also take the timeout, so.
Yeah. And that was important. That was necessary. So let's see if he decides to go with another one.
Was it, though? Because he would have had
I think so.
6 damage from the 2 snip snaps, which is the only remaining minions, and then he could have played Bran. That would still only been 14.
Yeah, it's very risky.
It is not the safest.
Gonna go with the prismatic lens here. Draws himself a Christology. That's not too big of an impact there at all.
Nice to test for some secrets
Zephyrus
here.
is active.
Gonna get the snipe out there. And Zephyrus is now active.
Snipe. We'll take the time out.
Yeah.
And we'll grab Zephyrus for board clear next turn. I like the approach. There's a rat trap. I like the approach. For Ryukuma, he's just calculating his stuff pretty well. This might be a complete pass. Do you even establish this Siamat commit harder?
Siamat, Divine Shield, Taunt, maybe? I don't know. Oh, Divine Shield Woodfury. How about that?
We'll get the Zephyrus down. Clear stuff up, or just freeze it. And also Shrivala, by the way, now is soon going to
the thing is, if you overcommit to the board, you are gonna run into Pyro Shrink Ray.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Pyro Shrink Ray and Shrivala to deal with what lives.
Yes. So nothing there, not even the hero power for no use for Sparrowhawk. Very serious player, you can tell.
I was about to say he doesn't make those funny, non-relevant plays.
He's not the type of guy to heal his opponent's face with Priest turn 2. Not Sparrowhawk style. He came to chew bubblegum and win game.
Let me think.
And
he's all out of bubblegum.
He's been chewing game 1, but now he might have spit it out, man. He might be moving on.
Oh, I'm gonna see a Shrink Ray into Pyro into spells and that. There is one more spell.
To this at all. I like this. Shrivala costs 0 mana.
I'm gonna see Shrivala running into a microbot.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. You can't really do it unless you can stash it the same turn. And that Ziliax, not doing too much, but it's not bad. Wait, Bran kill command, that is 13 plus the 4 on the board is 17. So close.
And guess who had that in mind? Ryukuma. I guarantee you that's the play he thought about. And he got it. I mean, he got it right.
And now we're seeing Ziliax for some face damage.
That's a very, very important play, by the way. Why is Ziliax so important here?
For the extra damage.
No, because Shrivala can't get lifesteal off of him with Divine Shield.
Oh, that's
a huge play for
right.
He's gonna have to hit him with the Crucible Champion first.
That's still like half lifesteal effectively.
Yes.
Well, 3/4 because Crucible also gives him health, but yeah.
Dramatic Glass play. We might have.
I didn't even think about that. That's big time.
That's big. I mean, that's Sparrowhawk making the plays.
That's why Sparrowhawk's in the finals, and I'm just sitting here commentating.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ooh, 2 mana Shrink Ray. That's not bad. Not right now.
No.
Oh, Elven Archer actually.
Elven Archer to pop it. That's important. Yeah, that is very important. And then we can play the Shrivala.
Shrivala and the Banker. As a matter of fact, the 5 mana Banker if you like. Although 5 mana Banker does give away some information, but that might not be your biggest worry. Mana Affinity might be more important right now. And there's a Snake Trap, which does do absolutely nothing.
Makes a beasts.
Yes.
They're beasts. Potential kill command activation.
I mean,
on the snakes.
If you want to get a kill command kill, you probably get him with the brand anyway. So, and we're gonna see a Shrivala being stashed back.
It might be time right now, though, if you're Ryukuma, to take care of this Shrivala with a Divine Shield Siamat.
He has lethal.
He has lethal.
Dino Brand and kill command.
Dino Brand kill command. That's 5. That's 13. That's 15. That's 18. Sparrowhawk is back. He got it. Wow. Incredible.
Always calculate your lethals.
Wow. Incredible.
I said it once when it wasn't actually lethal, and that's a bit embarrassing, but yeah.
Survived the Shrivala, took it all the way. We are tied up at 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this match is big time. You've come to the right place for your Hearthstone entertainment. Some of the highest quality game you will ever see between those two fellas right here. Incredible stuff. So we are tied up at 1, and this broadcast, by the way, kindly sponsored by the TrashcanTV official sponsors, the AAW, and beverage. If you're ever thirsty, drink some beverage. It quenches your thirst, and it's a beverage.
Yeah. Also, I've been drinking water the whole broadcast, so there's that.
Water is not a beverage.
I know.
Yes. Unfortunately, lemonade couldn't make it. Would have been great if lemonade played in this final.
just for the pun.
As a representative of our sponsor beverage, but Sparrowhawk was having none of that idea. As we hop into the next match, Rogue and Shaman.
Yeah, Tempo Rogue versus Control Shaman. Actually, that might be the thing for Ryukuma here. He has a very control-heavy lineup.
Yeah.
Sparrowhawk could not ban every control deck in there.
Sparrowhawk has an aggressive lineup.
Yeah, especially the remaining decks. You got Aggro Warrior, you got Tempo Rogue.
You better play it. You better play it on the highest possible level right now because it's not easy.
Yeah, you better beat that Shaman with at least one of them.
Yeah, you got it.
Job's done.
But actually, you could, in theory, lose.
You could, yeah.
Then
you don't want to really. You really don't want to go into that. I think.
Yeah.
This game is going to be monumentally huge because going up to 1 versus going down to 1 is that's a big thing.
Yeah, especially again with the not so favorable matchup potentially. What's the remaining deck for Ryukuma?
Isn't the Hunter?
Oh right, he has his own Highlander Hunter. Yeah. Oof. Those are not favorable matchups necessarily for Sparrowhawk.
Sparrowhawk, you see, by the way, they're not attacking with the dagger. He's got something in mind here, man. The old, if anyone remembers the old Odd Rogue days, I know JJ does. Play the weapon, get the thug down. Only then we attack. We're not wasting these weapons. It's not happening.
Okay, this is big time because that allows you to play the second thug on turn 4.
Still attack.
And still attack. I used to do this all the time.
Whole idea.
Yeah. With the Odd Rogue. And with the Odd Rogue, it's 2 more damage that you're not getting right away, but it's just worth it.
Oh, he's gonna give him the frog.
Yeah, the first thug is being frogified. That means that the second thug now has a taunt to protect him.
It's only a frog, but it's a taunt. I'm gonna take it. You see that ooze, by the way, in the hand. That ooze is not biting any of these daggers. That ooze is waiting for a waggle pig, for a hooked scimitar. Optimally a waggle pig. Because that's the biggest amount of disruption.
A poorly timed waggle thing, yeah. And there is the Spellbreaker on the second thug.
Huge.
Tempo-wise, that's definitely
Ryukuma is not having any of this nonsense. He's trying to stop all his.
Yeah, but side note, right? That does mean that he's using up a lot of his removal on comparatively small minions.
Now you see some important cards in his hand: Walking Fountain, Shudderwalk. Yes. Lucky's pretty good. You can actually play both Lackeys. If you want to, you can also equip the weapon, but I like the Lackey play. It depends on really what he's feeling. He's gonna go with the weapon, the bit more conservative play.
I mean, it does play around some AoEs, but you're really not expecting to see the first lightning storm come down necessarily.
You're expecting like a plague, Hagatha's scheme.
Yeah.
Double Walking Fountain on the hand. Ryukuma is stacked to the teeth with lifesteal.
Yeah, but he has to get there first.
He has to get there. That's 3 more turns.
And we might see a backstab on the taunt there, potentially. If you want to push some extra damage, that's one of the places where that lifesteal could really go. Where that backstab really could go.
Grandmummy coming up? No, that's
don't like the generous mummy there. No.
Backstab, and it's gonna activate that hook scimitar. Get his hit in, very important. Minimize the ooze impact. You don't want to hold a higher quality weapon like that.
Still decides to not go for the lackeys, fearing a board wipe.
Yes. And
that may or may not come back to haunt him if he's missing a few points of damage here or there.
Here's the idea for Ryukuma. You heal yourself right now. Get out of range. You Earthquake next turn. Board is empty. You got back-to-back Walking Fountains and a Shudderwalk on your hand. You're saying what I have right now?
Well, the Shudderwalk is not going to do much, but...
You're saying what I have right now is the game.
Yeah, and that Shudderwalk is gonna, what, destroy a weapon? Yeah. Silence a random minion. That's...
you don't have to play Shudderwalk if you can keep building it, of course.
Yeah, no, that's exactly
now is Sparrowhawk thinking Earthquake? Here's he thinking, how do I get around this stuff? He obviously knows his deck list, so I feel like Ryukuma has a very good hand to deal with most of what Sparrowhawk can throw him right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what he decides to go for. He might go for an Advent. He does apparently go for it right now. I was thinking maybe take a trade and then play Kobolaki and Advent for the 2 extra stats. But either way,
it's actually more to Earthquake. I think the the sort of midterm plan for Sparrowhawk has to be going over the Myros route. I think that's the key card in the sand. That's the one he's going to have to play if he wants to win this game.
The awkward thing about the end is, if I calculate correctly, it's a 6-6.
Yes, Earthquake kills
Which gets killed by Earthquake. Were it an 8, it would live.
Yeah, Earthquake Snap Light.
Yeah.
No doubts about it for Ryukuma. And we're going to have to see that Myros this turn from Sparrowhawk, being very frankly. It's going to have to come down. And needs to put in some work.
But what is 3 mana gonna do? You're right. It's tough.
Not this turn, but you have to. I think you have to play Myros this turn. I think you can't give up another turn next turn to play it, where you're not bringing the tempo down.
Yeah, Myros is a card that is always a little tough because once you play it, you're really committing to winning soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can't always pull it off. Is the problem. I personally find Myros one of the hardest cards to play correctly.
Yeah, it definitely is. You have to. The hardest part about it is knowing when it's time.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have any experience with it, so I really can't judge it that well. I never had it. Never bothered to craft it because I know that it can backfire. He is thinking like, what am I going to discount from my opponent that is so impactful?
Who was running into a walking fountain?
Yeah, but the walking fountain would have happened either way, or could have happened either way. You have to put down something.
That is very true.
And the walking fountain is not going to take out everything.
Not everything, but it's got to come down and take out some things.
In combination with Earthshock, it is, but you know.
That walking fountain is looking super strong right now.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna see walking fountain and some variety of Earthshock probably. You could Earthshock could have Earthshocked the mummy before you attacked it, or after. It ends up being the same thing.
Point is, it needs.
Yeah, now you're ahead in health against the rogue, which is not necessarily a problem for the rogue because the incredible amounts of burst.
Now, this game is not over, by the way. He has that Myros unstable element that's going to give him a full hand of potentially damage, and that's going to be very, very key proceeding in this game.
Yeah, and I know from experience playing Tempo Rogues and Tempo Rogue-ish decks that 20 points of damage in one turn is very much possible.
Especially if you have a reload, a full hand reload.
And
we've seen it in this tournament.
24 over 2 or 3 turns, that's nothing.
We've seen it in this very tournament before.
Yeah.
We've seen Sparrowhawk himself pull off some crazy shenanigans with the Tempo Rogue.
Yeah,
remember that?
Always fun to see him play.
Incredible. I mean, that he's a walking circus in the best way, obviously. Great show.
I don't see how we can't see Myros this turn because there's nothing else to play here. You're not going to play the green skin on the 1-2.
I don't like the green
And you really
skin
have to win soon because
Yeah.
the longer you go, the
I
more
get
the
you want to
Shaman
get your
favor.
hand as empty as possible before you play Myros. I understand that, and apparently Sparrowhawk does also agree with this. He's going to want to play a Sap and the Myros. He wants to optimally play Myros in a completely empty hand.
Well, yeah, but you can't really go too long. I don't know. It's tough.
Is the Walking Fountain again?
I mean, why not, right? You take out something. The Water Fountain stays alive. You could potentially heal another 8 from it next turn. Not that you'd have enough health to heal another 8 from it next
But
turn.
you could, yeah.
But, you know.
Dare him to sap it.
And it's always good to have a minion on board in case you need a frog to protect your life.
There's a hex. Speaking of frog, man, there it is. Put a totem on it. There we go.
Ooh, Steering Totem.
Outmatched.
Steering Totem was just gonna kill that rogue.
Outmatched the frog.
I'm telling you.
It has to be element now. It has to be play everything element. Do you sap the 1/1? Or are you not that greedy? No, it might not be. He's holding off on playing the unstable element as long as he possibly can.
And it makes sense because once you play the element, you have to win in 2 or 3 turns because otherwise
You
you're
fatigue
lost.
yourself, yeah.
And the more cards you can see before then, the less risky it is as well.
Fayora's time?
I mean, why not? It's 2/5 drops.
Looks like it.
As you said before, like even if you low roll with Fayoras, you're still gonna get enough stats. Like, what if you get
double Leroy Jenkins coming up?
I was about to say double former champ is about the worst thing that could happen, and that's still 7/7 stats for like the ultimate low roll. So
That's pretty average stuff there. Waggle picked up.
ha 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 puns.
Waggle picked up. What do we do here?
Well, first of all, Ryukuma has 15 points of damage on board.
Yes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. You might have to zap someone. Doesn't match out to 10 mana though. One too many.
Yeah, and I don't think you necessarily want to sap here. You can
Here comes the element.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's like, yeah, now or never.
Chips on the table. There's a pirate that goes down.
There is
It's
a
deadly
pirate.
poison.
There is also another pirate.
There's 2 pirates now.
Either one. I mean, I guess you're gonna play the deadly poison, of course. Or not. Oh, he's doing some math somewhere.
He's thinking the Sparrowhawk ooze. I want to minimize the impact of that, maybe.
I don't know, but I'm sure he's doing some math.
Oh, he always is.
And would you look at Leroy plus Pirate plus Life Drinker? If he has
There's
a
so
weapon
much damage there. I think it has to be a walking fountain right now, but still, it's so much damage.
Wait, Leroy, Evis, Hero Power, South Sea. That's 13 points of damage.
Replace Hero Power South Sea with Hooked Scimitar is one more. Once the Waggle pick is
That's true.
Once the Waggle pick is gone.
But yeah, like there's... You have to basically play the fountain to live if you knew your opponent's hand.
Shadowwall coming down. He's gonna explode that weapon, bounce everything back.
And that's not gonna... Like, that's a win for Sparrowhawk.
What's Shadowwall gonna do? Silence isn't it. There's no taunts. That's a win for you. That's just a win. That is a stone cold win with the Mr. Jenkins. Taking a 2-0 lead. And could Walking Fountain have saved you even there?
He plays the deckhand for style points.
Gotta play the pirate. Sparrowhawk rasping
Also,
that
Leroy
game.
value without the whelps.
Insane.
Because that matters.
What a game. I mean, Sparrowhawk is a miracle worker. It seems like 2-1 lead for the favorite.
Yeah, and now his aggro warrior has to overcome 2 more decks, and one of which is once again the control shaman. Of
and
course.
we've seen how proficient he plays with his warrior too.
Dude, yeah.
I think Sparrow. I've never seen a player. Honestly, I've never seen anyone play the aggro warrior better than I've seen Sparrow. We've played it a lot ourselves in practice and preparing our budget series.
Yeah.
And training, and it's a very intriguing deck. It's a very hard deck to play at the elite level. And we've seen him do it. We've seen him
Sparrowhawk playing the aggro warrior makes you look like one of the best decks in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, it is
Absolutely,
a pretty good deck,
it is a very good
but,
tournament. We've seen other people. We've seen Goblin Ivan taking it to running it to the semifinals, where he actually did run into Ryukuma. So Ryukuma,
yeah. And Goblin Ivan also bringing the TrashcanTV budget version of the aggro.
and it worked pretty well for him.
Warrior.
Then.
Lost not because of any of the TrashcanTV budget decks that he was bringing, but because of the one other
mage.
deck that he brought.
Because of his mage, it was not that good apparently. But you see that warrior there from Sparrowhawk's souped up version of the budget deck, obviously with all the latest legends.
Yeah, Sparrowhawk's not the kind of player who brings a budget deck to a tournament.
No. He also doesn't bring budget play. He's a cannibal, man. He'll eat you up.
I think we're just gonna see the
Pretty good,
hit
yeah.
to the face here.
Yeah, pretty good start there also.
He was saying if you want the trade, do it yourself.
Ryukuma, sticking with Shaman, by the way, gotta give props for that. Now picks up the Goblin Lucky. Small time punish for not trading there. Gets to take out.
Honestly, I don't think Sparrowhawk cares much in this situation. He still has his 1 point of attack there on the board.
Might just be frothing time.
Is it frothing trade?
Yeah.
I think it might be, right?
Absolutely, we need to get that frothing boy going.
Yeah. And now you've got turns like Berserker and Inner Rage or Casper or something like that going on next turn. It's like
it looks like he's gonna pick the Spellbreaker up right now. He's saying
that Berserker
Ryukuma
is dangerous.
sitting in his chair right now, having not one bit of this. This guy needs to be silenced. Right away, that sounded way more political than ever.
About Rescue's Mommy just killing the Spellbreaker, leaving the 3-1,
I feel good about
and
it.
just all sorts of face damage.
I'll take it.
3 face damage, but that's still.
That's all sorts. I'll take it. MC Tech. Another card for Sparrowhawk to play around.
Yeah.
Haunting Visions. Level Burst, Agatha Scheme, both very good. I like this far side coming around.
Yeah.
You gotta cycle, you gotta find your resources, you gotta find your walking fountains.
And you might still see the Urshow coming down.
Unseen Saboteur. Unseen Saboteur might very well come down without playing a spell at all, but if it does, it could just be a real sabotage, as is intended.
What are we gonna see now? Corcron, maybe? No, we're gonna see the Frightened Flunky. And Appleborn, Bone Wraith, both looking pretty
Bone Wraith
decent.
for Reborn. Makes a lot of sense, I think.
Yeah.
I agree with it. Best against Earthquake.
Well, I mean, it still dies to Earthquake, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They all die to
scheme
Earthquake.
loading up there.
And we might see the first anti-tech coming down. Could be big time. Isn't that big time, but you know.
We'll take it.
You low roll and you high roll and you kind of just have to live with it. Ooh,
Big
right. Bloodsworn Mercenary, really good card in this deck.
Absolutely.
We just might see the Arcane Reaper come down though.
It says this, by the way, is this is the perfect situation for Sparrowhawk to work his magic right now. He's got the hand to take it home. How is he gonna proceed here? Arcanine Reaper and just swing for the fences.
Hit the Rover, or no, actually hit the Berserker into the 1/1 and
everything. I don't need armor. Everything.
No, but the Berserker
You're not playing
for the extra damage next turn.
You're not playing Walking Fountain right now. Well, the Berserkers. Although you mean the Reborn, yeah.
Yes,
maybe.
the Temple Berserker, that is. Sorry, way too many Berserkers in Warrior.
But you're not playing Walking Fountain another 2 turns, and if you don't.
Although, he might have calculated his exact outs there. Assuming that, let's see, if an Ooze were to come down, and his taunt gets taken out, he still gets 4, 8...
A bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So, do you have to grab the Witch's Brew here, or just gonna Hex? Gonna go with the greedy play with the Hex. Take this out. We have 3. We have 8.
That's lethal.
That's lethal. That's 12 damage.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. He did it again. He did it again. Sparrowhawk did it again.
In typical Sparrowhawk fashion. Unbelievable.
This guy is just something else. Wow. I'm speechless. Wow. Sparrowhawk is your inaugural Saviors of Uldum Hearthstone Trash Bowl champion of Europe. What a match.
The result of the play, Sparrowhawk won.
No, Sparrowhawk won. 3, Ryukuma 1. Sparrowhawk won. That's the result of the match. Wow. I mean, what a game. Congratulations to Sparrowhawk. Well deserved. I think everyone has to agree with that. Well deserved victory. Just a class above everyone else. And it was a very good tournament. But my god, what a performance. I mean, this guy just could not be stopped. Took it all the way. Lost 2 games in total.
Out of 14.
That's less than 1 match. I mean, it's incredible, honestly. Sparrowhawk, well deserved Trash Bowl champion. And I think more than fitting to put his name on the Trash Bowl trophy as the originator of this great tradition that is the Trash Bowl. One day going to be in 50 years when we have all these legacies going down. But yeah, wonderful play, obviously. Congratulations to Ryukuma for making the finals, putting his stamp on history, and thank you very much for playing. We're expecting to see you back stronger than ever. Definitely left a mark, impressed a lot of people. A lot of people did not expect him to go this far. But he definitely played his best Hearthstone, and yeah, I mean, he played his butt off. Great job there. Great job to everyone, by the way, who played in this. Everyone brought their A game. It was a fantastic tournament. It was a pleasure commenting over it. And we are live right after the finals with the glorious winner of the European Trash Bowl, Saviors of Uldum, Sparrowhawk. Sparrowhawk, first of all, how are you feeling after this performance?
After that one game, I think that that's probably the most tense I've been for the entire tournament, because I knew that Ryukuma has been playing out his mind for the whole tournament, and his deck list especially. If with control deck list, you know you're either gonna beat them if they draw badly, or if they just draw well, then there's no chance you have. So I'm kind of relieved to get past that, to be honest.
So JJ pointed this out during the gameplay, actually. In our opinion, your lineup was not necessarily favored against what he was bringing there. He had the very control heavy. You saw the control shaman with basically all the life gain, and he had a very aggro heavy deck. Lineup. The one deck you didn't have access to obviously was the banned druid, so you couldn't play that. You had to somehow sneak by him, and I think he did a pretty good job of that. But you're also not really used to fighting from behind, so to speak, to being down a game so far, because before this you were 9-0. You were almost undefeated in the Trash Bowl.
9-1.
9-1, yeah, 9-1. You dropped one against Lemonade, right? Almost undefeated. That's correct, obviously. So How do you think you handled it? I think you were down 1 in this, and then you cleaned him up. You cleaned the shaman up completely. So great performance there. And what does it take sort of to beat a deck like that shaman with a full aggro lineup?
I think that because it's the difference between Shudderwock Shaman and Control Shaman, right? He's got the extra cards which he sometimes draws, like at the end where he had 2 oozes in his deck, but he never drew one. So I knew that if I played my Arcanite Reaper on 5, then if he played his ooze, then I still managed to win because he couldn't do anything else. The reason that the lineup I brought, it was quite aggro heavy, but I did bring the Quest Druid as well as the Highlander Hunter, and I knew both those decks did have a good chance against control decks such as the Shaman or such as Quest Druid. I banned the Warrior, of course, because that just cleans up my lineup. There's no chance I have against that, and I knew the Quest Druid I was going to lose to that against, I think, almost all my lineup. So you have to take the loss there. But you hope for the deck such as Shudderwock Shaman just to come just short, and then you can strike your burst from hand.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the more memorable things to point out from this is definitely the warrior deck that you did bring. Not so similar to most other players, because we've seen a lot of warrior bans, but those were usually control warrior, by far the most banned deck in the tournament. I think you kind of put aggro warrior on the map for a lot of people with the way you perform with it so far, because it's not necessarily the most intuitive, and warrior these days is known for playing heavy control, going to the turn limit. And you played fabulous with the aggro lineup, so a lot of people might see this for the first time and might see it be very successful against decks like that. So what do you like about that warrior? What made you bring it as opposed to the control heavy alternative?
Well, at the time that we submitted deck lists, I'd been playing a lot of warrior, and I was really comfortable with that deck. And I think I had a choice between aggro warrior or Highlander, and I realized that aggro warrior is probably just a bit more consistent with being able to get those inner rage rampage combos off. So I was comfortable with the deck at the time, and I thought it was quite favorable against combo priest. And I know combo priest is still around, but I think it was like a month ago before all the cards hit. Combo Priest was everywhere, so I expected Combo Priest in every single lineup. Thankfully, or unluckily, there wasn't.
Yeah. It did terrible though. Combo Priest performed bad.
Yeah, it didn't do too well, honestly.
We had it banned in the first round a bunch. Then everyone lost with it badly, including me round 1, and then no one banned it anymore. No one wanted to play it, and most people who had brought it were eliminated pretty early. So that didn't turn out that way, which was surprising to me. But
it's a good deck. Yeah. I think most people would expect people to have Combo Priest, so maybe they all had the idea that let's beat Combo Priest. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people went into it with thinking I'm going to ban Warrior and beat the Priest somehow, or vice versa. That was sort of my idea too. Didn't work out too well for me there, but definitely did work out for you. Even though not a lot of Priests you've seen in the later rounds. Not often do you see someone play Warrior the same way they play their Rogue the game before. So that was a really, really great performance. Obviously, Ryukuma also, he played really, really well this tournament. Some questions that we've actually been getting in comments of your matches, and obviously people see the way you play, the plays that you've been making a lot. I'm not going to say too much if I'm going to say that you're going to have an appearance in the top 5 best plays of the tournament, because I have a couple of those in mind there. A lot of people have been asking about it because they see your ranks, obviously. Have you ever intended or tried to play Hearthstone for a living? Participated in pro tournaments, joined the Grandmasters Tour? Have you ever thought about pursuing that?
Well, I think that the first step is... which I've been trying to do is the open tournaments. There's a lot of those online, and all you have to do is just sign up with a few deck lists, and then if you win the tournament, you get an entrance to a big tournament. So far, I've not been fortunate or skilled enough that I can build myself up to that level. But I'm definitely trying to work towards that. I don't expect I'll be able to play Hearthstone for a living, but I think that I enjoy playing it. So the best I can do, I'll try and do that.
Absolutely. And calling back, by the way, you and TrashcanTV go back longer than a lot of people would think, because you were there for the first time when we came up with a tournament idea, and that tournament idea in hindsight was terrible because we had everybody play both of us in an individual match, and if they won, they would get a prize. And I remember that you were one of the people who actually did play. Not everyone played because it was too much work for us at the end, and you cleaned house. You cleaned house.
To win.
I played two. I beat one of you and I lost against the other one. I can't remember which way round it was.
Did you really?
I thought you were one of the two that won. Actually,
I'm gonna have to go back and look at those videos, because if I happen to have beaten you, that might be a Twitter post. I don't know, but yeah, definitely the Trash Bowl. I think you left everyone behind you. That was a great competition. Obviously, you win 2 Hearthstone packs of your choosing. By the way, Descent of Dragons is included if you're willing to wait until December. You win a video game off of a list, a Steam key that JJ is going to get into contact with you about that. You can pick one from that list. And you're also getting an honorary role in the TrashcanTV Discord server. Now, this interview is happening right after the game was played. You're going to see the role only after the video is released. We're not going to try to spoil to people before the video is released to one, obviously. And since it already happened, I can say this also. The winner of the American side, Pimp Carp, is also obviously getting all those prizes. And we are working on hopefully setting up a clash between the champions to determine a final winner. But the first ever title of European Trash Bowl champion, no one can take that from you, Sparrowhawk. So congratulations again from everyone. Yeah, thank you for playing. And we're definitely hoping to see you again. Anytime that a player of your caliber is playing in our tournaments, not only does that put our tournament on the map more so than it maybe usually would, but it's also, I think, a great opportunity for you to practice against a lot of high-level competition. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope everybody else viewing obviously did. Your Saviors of Oldham Trash Bowl champion. Now you got 4 months basically to prepare, or 3 months to prepare for the next one. God knows what that's going to bring, but it's looking pretty interesting with the new expansion. So maybe closing thoughts. I don't know how much you gotten the chance to look at that yet, but what do you think of Descent of Dragons? What do you like? How do you like the theme?
I think almost every card they've released is extremely interesting. I'm really looking forward to trying them out. And I think this is going to be a really powerful set. The decks that we're seeing right now are probably going to be completely a bit obliterated by the new ones. It's going to be very interesting. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure we'll be complaining about a month in after all the new decks comes in. But
for sure,
for the first few weeks, I'm sure there'll be a lot of good innovations with these really powerful cards.
Yeah, maybe it's time for Paladin again to be overpowered. We'll see. But there's a lot of cards still to be revealed. And obviously, we are going to be covering those for talking to the viewership now on TrashcanTV. So look forward to reports. As for now, though, everybody, thank you for watching. And Sparrowhawk, one more thing you're also going to get as a reward to participate in our outro. And I think you know how it goes with the that's it and everything. I think you know what's up. You just, yeah, exactly. So everybody, thank you for watching. Drop a like on the video. You're champion, and that's the guy you got to beat. If you're on European and you play Hearthstone, that's the measuring stick right there for next expansion. So get in the lab right now and prepare your decks. But as for now, Trash Bowl's closed. Thank you for watching, and JJ.
That's it.
Sparrowhawk.
That's it.
That's it.